Good evening. It's Tuesday, April 16th, about 7 o'clock at night, and we're home in the garage getting ready to melt some more wax down. This is a melting I did of wax cappings. It turned out pretty good. As you can see, it's nice and thick. I gotta get out of there. It still has some grime on the bottom. I'll clean that off. I came out of these 4 quick containers. These Nest Quick. Put my burr comb in those, and then I melt it in here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. This is the bag that's left over from that last melting. You can see there's still some wax in it, so I'm going to pour some hot water on that. And then I have these 5 quick containers to melt down, along with another gallon size ice cream container there. And then I'll need to, once I melt my wax down, then I'll have to, after I get it rendered, I'll have to re-wax some plastic frames that need help. This is an old one from this last winter that was from a dead out. You see, we've had some hive beetles in it, chewing on it. So I'll get that cleaned up. I'm going to scrape these other frames off here. That one's still good. Where's it here? This one, I'm probably going to scrape this off because it didn't cover all the way to the edge. And we'll start that one fresh. But get things started here and I'll come back. So all I do is just keep dumping in into this broil pan. Melting. I'm going to have to add a little more water here. Turn it off for the moment. This is all sorts of mixed comb. The reason why I like these containers is because they're plastic and you can squeeze them. The comb will come out eventually. You can see how it's an old rotted comb. And this one's got wires in it. There's my hive tool. I'll just break it out of here. Really solid. It's got all those old casings from when the bees were working it. It's an old brood frame. The quality of the wax gets lower and lower the older the wax gets, but that's what I'm doing here, an old batch of wax. It doesn't need to be, so probably won't be as clean as that casting of wax that I started with, that I showed you. But you can scrape it off. And then you got to decide if you want to reuse your frames or not, or go with new frames. Let me do one more thing here. This is how I cheat. I start out with boiling the water to begin with. It's done. And I'll take it outside and add it to the batch there. So when you pour this on, just go slow. You don't want to scald yourself. Hit one of those combs wrong and splash back at you. Use about a gallon of water usually. It's not an exact science, but I'll turn this back on. And we'll let it keep melting. Have myself a wooden spoon here. Push these cappings down in here. Old wax comb. If you're starting out and you're planning on getting a lot of wax, you better have a lot of hives, because it takes a while for the bees to draw the comb out, even with burr comb and stuff. This is my 10th year of beekeeping, so I had 32 hives going into winter, 27 came out of winter. So push this all down in and just let the water heat up and melt it all. Come back when we're at the end. So, this is what it looks like after about a half hour of melting. It's like warming up and then cooling off, so just got to stir it up from time to time. Jamming it in here. Some kind of bug in here. Let's get it to melt down real good. We'll bring you back shortly. Alright, so time ran a little long tonight. I'll let this keep on cooking. And as you can see, it is quite soupy. Very much like a sloppy Joe or whatnot, but very liquidy. There's a wire still. I'll grab those out at the end if I didn't get them already. I got them all. Okay. So then what I do is I take this, turn that off. Okay. And I take this. I just pour it in the bucket. Got a little bit on the ground. That's why I put a tarp down. And I just lift this up. And let it drain out. I forget the YouTuber that does it, but he's got a little hanging system with a chain that he loops around. I'll have to look that up so I can reference him. And he just lets it drain out overnight. I just keep twisting it until it stops. Just squeeze it all out. The method could definitely be improved a little bit. And I take another pot of hot water and just pour it through here. Get ready. So I hold it and my wife will pour it in here.
And yes, there are bees on my oven mitts.
And that just helps rinse through any more wax. It's boiling water, so just got to be careful when you're doing that. Now there are some people that take all their wax home and put them in a bag already and then just pull the bag out, which I might try that in the future. I've never done it that way, but I believe Jerome Homestead does it. Jerome's Bee Farm and Homestead, I believe, is his website. Been watching him for a few years. So we're back here on Wednesday, looking at our wax. We can see how much we got from yesterday's melting. This isn't too bad. It's a pretty thick. Not too dark, you know, compared to the other one. You know, it's just a little bit darker, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to let that drip dry. And then when you pour, just make sure you're careful that you don't mess up. So I'll remelt this down when I get a chance. And I got a little hot plate here that I melt wax down into. And some of my plastic frames that I bought, I didn't get heavy wax on them. So they need a little additional wax. All I do is just use this roller, and then I just go right along it. Trying to make sure I touch both ends. And this side. That covers your frame, just like that. Use a little more here. Thanks for watching.